Okay. Danilo, first of all, how are you? Because it's been quite a trip and the first time since long time that you could travel.
Yeah. It was let's say, it was quite emotional also to take a long out flight to another place. It's and then coming in USA is always nice. I like a lot. But as let's say as motorcycle enthusiast, because here in USA you can see a lot of different kind of both car and bikes. So it's always nice to come here.
Danilo, it looks like your adventure with MotoGP is, at least for a moment, coming to an end. What were the highlights of this adventure, of this trip that you took after Superstock uh, racing?
Yeah, for sure. It's been uh, quite intense 10 years, and I'm really happy of what I achieved. For sure, looking at the past, I wanted to do more, but with my size and my weight, I think no one has achieved. Especially, I think it has never been in MotoGP a rider with my size, and so a lot of time let's say I go over the expectation of everyone, especially because my career has been really mm, I think I cover all the position on the classification from last to first, and it has been intense because many times I wanted to quit my career, especially at the beginning, because I cannot see a chance. But then, yeah, let's say since 2015, when Pramac decided to give me a ride for that year, my career has changed, because immediately that year I achieved a podium and in Silverstone, and I remember so well. I think that one was the first big highlight of my career. And then the year after, and I started to stay in front for the first time in a MotoGP race. Then I score a podium. I fight with a lot of riders for the victory. And then in 2019, the first victory came in Mugello, and I didn't expect to reach that first victory in Mugello. Has been like a dream that I still could not really understand, because it was really unexpected, but especially for me, because everybody that they, especially before the race, sees me with really with different eyes, because I could win the race, but I just discovered during the race that I could win that race. And then also last year in Reman was the proof that that day in Mugello was not a single day exploit. So yeah, for sure I wanted to win the championship, like every childhood dream, like every rider inside here. But I found on my way a lot of talented riders, and it's anyway, I'm quite happy of what I achieved during these days.
Were there any thoughts maybe to switch to superbikes? It's a question from one of our fans, because everyone is going to miss you in the bike racing, not rallying. We're gonna come back to rallies later on, because I do the commentary for Dakar, so
Okay.
be aware. So, were there any thoughts of going on a
Yeah,
superbike?
yeah. Some teams, let's say, we talk with some teams for race in World Superbike, and at the end we didn't manage to find a way, but sincerely not from my side. When during these days let's say if you follow what the team manager are choosing the rider, they want always to try to find the, let's say, the young hero. So at 30 years old, now you are already old, and especially with my size has been quite difficult. It's always a question mark for everyone, also in Superbike. At the end, I was not happy about the chance we got, so KTM came to me and offered this thing to go into try to do at least one Dakar, because I always ask to them how it is, how when it's possible to try the bike, something like that. There was a lot of interest from my side, and I decided to let's say to stay with them and try this experience. It's really an adventure, but they act always good with me, especially last year when I remained without a seat. They immediately came to me, and in half a day we found a way to make a deal and to racing together. So I'm really looking forward.
This Saturday, this FP4, you remember when the Raul was announced? We've met during the debrief, and you were pretty pissed. But afterwards, you got this news from Pete about possible Dakar ride. Were you surprised by this proposal? Because it looked like you were very surprised. You didn't believe what was the whole thing about.
Yeah. I think that Saturday, I think there was a big mess in the paddock, and also from I think there was first of all surprise also by KTM side, because I don't know how the things go on, but I think they need to be in a rush that day. But then after we talked and I understood the situation, and they came to me and they proposed it, but I thought they were joking, but because I expected to race in Dakar in a few years, not immediately. But at the end, I slept, and the day after I say, okay, 10 years ago I was no one in MotoGP, because I didn't know 80% of the circuit, never ride on a Grand Prix bike, never ride on Grand Prix tire. And after 10 years, I won 2 races, 10 podiums. So I fought for the top 3 in the championship. So I go over my expectation, and especially in that side of racing, I'm still young and I'm not heavy, so I have the right size and the right ear for learn. But first of all, we have to make this experience, and then we sit again with KTM and we decide what's the plan for the future.
And what are your expectations for Dakar? Because it looks like your dimensions, your size, your weight is going to help you in Dakar. These are the rallies for big guys, not for the small guys.
Yeah. It's really a long race, and everybody that, especially the one who race in Dakar, say that for sure I need to be really careful at the beginning. And the expectation for sure is to finish. I want to finish it's like a win for me because I have no experience in other rally. Yeah, I did a rally of 3 days in Sardinia, but was completely different. So maybe I'm at the moment my luck is that I'm really not understood what kind of racing is the Dakar because you know 8,000 kilometers in 12 days. It's a tough story, even with the car on the highway. Imagine on a rally bike in the middle of the desert. It's really, really tough. And yeah, maybe with this, with my body, it's a bit of help. I mean, I have not the disadvantage I have here because here I understood since last year, especially when the rear tire has changed, that I was struggling a lot where I was gaining some time, especially on braking, and especially when it was cold, I was able to put a lot of pressure on the tire, and sometimes I was really, really fast in FP3, especially in 2018, 2019. But then the tire has changed, and I understood that it was not possible to ride in that way. And both with Ducati and KTM, we tried to find a way, but it was not possible. The gap, especially on the straight, it's too much, and I'm not able anymore to recover that gap on braking and entry of the corner.
Danilo, so let's just leave everything. I hope we can stay in touch so we can talk before Dakar after you test the bikes, test the team, and test everything. 2 questions from our viewers, because there are many, because I put the question on Twitter whether there are some questions for you. The first question that appeared is, did you ever had Polish vodka? Did
Yes.
you ever? You did. And the other.
I have not so much chance to drink because, but usually Sunday after the race I have a pair of drinks. It's, I think I'm only the. For this reason, I'm old. I'm let's say old style.
And the other question is, who were your motorcycles idols when you were young?
At the beginning, for sure, Loris Capirossi, because my father, when I was born, my father was the truck driver of Team Pileri, and Loris in 1990 started his career. So when I was young, I got a lot of pictures with Loris because my father worked with him. So I always wanted to be like him. The problem was that at 5 years old, I was already his sides, and when I was riding the mini bikes, I already got his helmet, his suit. I was Loris on a pocket bike. And then I grew up watching videotapes of road racing and the Dakar. For this reason, I'm so fan of this. And then during the year, also Stefan Peter became an hero. Then I was really fan of Schwanz. Then from in 1996 and 1997, my father worked with Valentino, so I had the chance to know him when he was still a young rider, and for this reason I stayed in the paddock a lot of years. And yeah, but these riders are the best for me, and unfortunately for just one race, I missed the opportunity to race with Loris, because Loris quit in Valencia 2011, and I start my career in Qatar the year after. But then, yes, let's say I had the chance to ride with a lot of great riders, and has been really a nice experience to see, for example, Casey, to see not for sure Valentino, but also Pedrosa, Casey, Lorenzo, Dovizioso, a lot of great riders, and I share sometimes the podium with them. I got some battles. Yeah, these ones.
Okay, Danilo, thank you very much for your time. It's always a pleasure. So let's stay in touch, and I see you till the end of the year a lot of times. So thank you very much. Have fun here, and good luck.